I'm back for another part in the series of confidence and how to build it. This is another part of Ryan's series for success. Today we're talking about confidence and really diving in to the next part. We've already talked about 3 different other aspects. If you haven't seen the videos already, make sure you watch them. Here we're focusing on how to build confidence based off of very actionable tips. And these are things that I've seen in my personal life. And I'm just trying to help you guys out there who might be dealing with a lot of low confidence. So today we're going to focus on why physical health is actually a very huge key step towards building confidence. And it's a very easy way to do this. So a lot of times in our life, we have a lot of different situations going on. We have our career situation, our professional education maybe. We have our family situation. We have our social situation. We have all these different things going on. And to be honest, I'll be very honest with you, it's hard to control most of them. Most of the things that happen are very intertwined with other people. And it becomes difficult to mark them as wins. If we go back to the public speaking analogy we've been using again and again, it may be difficult to get those opportunities to talk in front of other groups of people if you don't know that many people, or maybe you're at a certain place where they don't really do that, or the culture is not like that. So it can be very hard to actually advance a skill if you don't have the supporting structure and resources for that. So instead of making excuses, I found one way that I'm pretty sure 95% of you, maybe 98% of you, unless you're in the hospital, can work on. It's your physical health. Now you may be like, okay, Ryan, I know I need to go to the gym. Okay, but how does it help with confidence? Well, I'm pointing this out right now because this is the easiest way for you to start to make a little baby step and build momentum. Because it's something that's really reliant all completely on you. As long as you have a floor, as long as you have a wall, you can do some very basic exercises, and you can also tally up what you're doing each day. What do I mean by this? Let's say I have very low self-confidence. A lot of the self-confidence that's low comes from me not doing anything that I perceive as difficult or meaningful, or I'm not making any positive progress towards anything in life. And that is often a symptom of having very low confidence. And we've talked about this before, how there's that flywheel effect of the constant just improvement that can happen if you take action and continue to build off that, but it can also go in the negative direction, where if you keep failing at a bunch of things, it'll bring your self-confidence lower and lower. Physical health is a key to that, because if you can just do push-ups, let me just explain why push-ups could potentially save your confidence. If you can do push-ups, you can track the number of push-ups you can do. If you can try to do more push-ups than you did the day before, even if you start off with 1, if the next day you do 2, you may be like telling me, Ryan, this is so pointless. 2 push-ups, who cares? But the point is that we talked about these small wins. If you can start to stack these small wins, you can focus on going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and you can have some positive metric of improvement each day. And this is really key for building momentum, right? Because physical health is very easy to track and measure. Super easy, especially with push-ups. I'm going to keep using an example because I think it's the best thing right now that you could probably do wherever you are. You could probably give me 10 right now and just get down and give me 10. And if you do that, you can track the number, you can measure your improvement and progress, and you can use it as a catalyst towards building daily momentum. Daily momentum comes from doing something that is perceived as difficult, typically early on in the day, so that way later on in the day, you can build off of the momentum because you already have some positive movement. So I'm going to give you 2 different situations. Let's say I wake up, I doom scroll for 2 hours, and I wake up and maybe I do push-ups for 2 hours. Let's just have these hypothetical situations. I'm not asking you which is better, because I know which is better, right? But the thing is, imagine how you will feel after doom scrolling for 2 hours if I told you, okay, it's time to start to work on yourself. It's time for you to start to, just improve yourself. You need to work on your public speaking. You need to work on going to school. You need to go to do your job now. Versus after doing push-ups for 2 hours, you do those. Maybe 2 hours is a little too extreme, but you get my point. Doing something positive will make you more excited and more willing to do something else because you've already done something productive. When you do something productive and positive towards your own self-growth, it leads you to want to do more productive and positive things. And if you do the opposite, if you do more negative things for your self-growth, it's going to make you less likely to do positive things that would improve yourself. And this all comes back to self-confidence, because confidence is based off of action and evidence. And you need to start using physical health and like push-ups and things like that to build up this evidence and take action that can eventually culminate in the momentum needed to regain confidence in yourself. Because what can happen is over time, if you can eventually do, let's say you go from 1 push-up a day to 30 push-ups a day, you can see that progress. You can note it. Even if you have a journal, you can write down and just keep track. And you can physically see how you have improved yourself in some way. Yes, it's not necessarily being like successful. You're not like world renowned, but you have taken yourself from a level down here to a level up here. And that is something that you need to ingrain in your mind that is possible. Because when you do that again and again and again, when you go to these different situations where you always will start here and then you go up and then you go up and then you go up and you keep elevating, that is the key to success. And that's why it all hinges on confidence, and it hinges on this motion of going from somewhere where you don't want to be to somewhere you do want to be. And you do that again and again, and it just becomes like a routine and an ingrained thing in your mind, which is super beneficial. So the point is, physical health, easiest way to start to build some trackable momentum that you can measure that can eventually lead to a lot of self-growth and a lot of self-confidence.